What a win! Drive time! Nice tech. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. Throws them to negate the block. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. What a finish. Great read on the life gauge there. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Nails the anti-air. Dashes up. Goes for the jump in.
Vai, calma, não vai
They're spacing
explorar
his drive
para
rush to
não.
keep it going. Cross up. Springs forward with the drive rush. A quick breather. Goes for the low. KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Checking their reactions with a fireball. Blocks it. Both fighters look to set things up as they continue to jostle for position. The match just started. Hits them with a stopping bomb. Uses their drive to maximize their... Oh! Putting the cherry on top! I hope you're not a lightweight because one hit this cup is enough to ether you! Okay, here forward rush. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Oh, here we go. They are not getting close to each other. Close range projectile. Starts with whirlwind.
Caralho.
Player 2 may be able to pull a fast, drops them from the air. The low. What now? Links it. What are they gonna do? In attack range. Player 1 faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! We're finally ready to begin this long-awaited fight. Our players look primed and ready. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner.
Qual?
Player 2 has the life advantage.
Esse?
Starts off zoning with fireballs. A dangerous range here.
Esse aqui é
You
7.
don't want to get jumped
Esse
on
aqui
a
é
long
7,
recovery
esse aqui
move,
é
or you're
5.
gonna eat tons of damage.
Mas depois de 3 jabs você
Both fighters
fica
have
mega
no leader.
ativo.
Who's going to make the first move? A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Goes for a drive rush. They're looking to keep on the offensive for as long as possible. Heading into the end game now. KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Projectile to try and change the situation. Parries the projectile. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Taking stock. Lays down a whirlwind. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Player 2 holding on to that corner advantage. Springs forward with the drive rush. Their will to win is really being tested. This can lead to some KO. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Shoots off a fireball up close. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Both sides have full drive and plenty of health. Let's see how things open up. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Can't tech the throw. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Down to the wire. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Knockdown. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover? They've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Player 2 holding onto that corner, uses the gauge boost, kept their composure, and pulled out the combo at just the right time. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Throws a fireball. Caught in the crosser. Neither of them willing to back off here. Player 2 chases them down. Going in. Looks to add more pressure by parrying the projectile. Springs forward with the drive rush. What'll have drive rush to keep it going? Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Lays down a whirlwind. They are really going at each other. Brushes that off and keeps going. Grabs and throws them away. Drive rush. Risky up close scrap. There's a burnout.
Caralho.
Can't let this simmer. Super art to show
Tentei recuperar level 1.
Sits them down with a super. Now that's how you take a round. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Shakes things up with a fireball. This is gonna hurt. That feeling out phase is over. Time to get down to business. Player 2. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Medium kick into drive rush. What are they gonna do? Nice fireball. Connects with the throw. Amazing. Betting it all on the drive rush. Ooh, what a smart throw. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Forward rush. That back throw was huge. Man, not Tohono. What were they thinking? Oh, putting the cherry on top. Wait, what? Are they actually dead? It just gets there. Perfection. Player 2 really has... It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Rushes that off and keeps going. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Player 2 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover or are they in trouble here? Player 2 chases them down. This is a huge chance to make a field. What a finish. Great lead on the life gauge there. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Big counter. The cyclone hits. Now we gotta see something. What's their drive rush to keep it going? Super receive kick to make their extremities tingle. Can they keep on them? Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Fireball into the corner. Springs forward with the drive rush. Uses the target combo as a flip. Uses the gauge for a super art. Big anime vibe with Imperium's end. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Drive gauge is looking bad. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. They get the stun. This is a huge opportunity. What a finish! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Checks him with the projectile. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Hits back with a well-placed drive reversal. Ooh, will they hit? Whiff? Or even charge in? Tricky territory here. They trade hits, and now grabs them, takes a trip, uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Knockdown. Player 1 chases them down. Oh! Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Parries the projectile. Slips the grab. Reacts to the throw. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Big counter. Close them to negate the block. A quick breather. Player 2 can build off this lead. Gets a little game
Ah, eu não puni ainda, gente. Oh, caralho!
Going in, throws a projectile to zone the opponent. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this rate. Springs forward with the drive rush. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink drive rush to keep it going? Player 1 will look to apply pressure. It's a good spot to use the super big anime vibe for the period then. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Their burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to take. Closes it out. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Open with the fireball. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Low heavy, links it. Demon Raid now? Adds a bit of OD spice. Forward rush. Player gets him with a Euro step. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Their spacing is so on point right now. Cross-up attack. Ooh, what a smart throw. Close range projectile. Fireball pressure, trying to wear down the opponent. Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? Blocks the low kick, shoots their shot. There's a drive impact. Looking to follow up after that target combo. Changes, there's a burnout. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. All the throw connects. Amazing. This can lead to some big damage. They gotta fight. They think this.
Não vai pegar.
This out.
Caralho, velho, dá pra matar ali, só que eu dropei o combo.
Be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire. Nice fireball. Barely blocks the jump in. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Still very early in the round. Jump in finds the mark. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Both fighters have no meter. Who's going to make the first move? Takes a trip. Throws them to negate the block. Throws out a projectile. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? The jump-in is denied. That drive impact is blocked. Fires off a whirlwind. Trying to read each other here? Lays down a whirlwind. Knockdown. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Had the KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Jumps in. Combo with the target combo. Looking to impress with this super big anime vibe. Period then. Player 1 has a slight life lead. This is the perfect range to reach out and springs forward with the drive rush. Player 2 drive rush to keep it going. Creates an opening with a low heavy. Nice counter. Knockdown and good read with that throw escape. Goes for the jump in. That combo did decent damage. Reversal. Jumps, reads the jump in perfectly. What'll happen here? Attempts to break the stalemate, getting it all on the drive rush. Clutch anti-air. Low heavy. This is a critical moment. Barely blocks the jump in. Drive rush. Turns out. Player 2 needs to hold D9. He's cool and locks him out. This is gonna kill.
Ele tem a opção que excluiu. E não ia matar, mas matava que era o racismo. Tá bom. Tem guarda-barra, né? De academia.
The low kick hit. Pumps the brakes on the impact. The low's blocked. Knew the throw was coming. Player 1 needs to take advantage of this cage despair. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Nothing stop this train. Punish counter sets the table. And they burn. Oh, putting the cherry on top. Player 1 can't win this without pulling the trigger. Whirlwind shot. These fighters are swinging for control of the match. Who's gonna take it? They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A gap shift them for the win. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for them. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Long-range fireball to break the silence. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. The combo's there. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. They're not going to allow any jump-ins. Neither of them willing to back off. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Big, low, reaching heavy. Getting into the end game now. Gets him. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? The jump-in is denied. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Springs forward with the drive rush. From low heavy to grabs and throws them away. What'll happen if drive rush to keep it going? Smart play with the throw. Lays down a whirlwind. This is a tournament. Bends the meter. Hoping for a good return. Going for the conclusive kill with that super. What a move. There it is. They knew it'd be enough.
Cara, uma coisa que
That was a clinic on how
ajuda
solid
bastante é quando a
neutral
gente tá
games
aprendendo a
wins
confirmar no chute médio agachado, mano. O drive
Right back
rush.
into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Okay, they trade hits.
Ó, aí tá aí. Gustavo faz essa porra direto, mas eu falo que é chato, mas tá doido de ter feito
Okay,
demais, mano.
both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess
Eu
the
acho que meu
fight.
controle não pula pra frente mais, não?
Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Knockdown. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset
Caralho,
the situation.
olha onde é que pegou.
Takes a trip. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Big gap between the two fighters. So they throw out a fireball. Life lead goes, oh, the low heavy connected? Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes with a projectile for their opening shot. Player 2 had an impressive round while managing their drive gauge. They'll want to carry that momentum into the next round. Hit them with fire! Taking stock. Player 1 has the life lead. Can they use
Ai,
it?
caralho, deu
Going in,
crocante ainda.
both of them were ready for a throw. Springs forward with the drive rush. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Jumps in. Oh, burnout trigger. Not my big anime vibe with Imperium's end. Dealing a nice chunk of damage. Solid anti-air. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game.
Não,
Moses
gente!
with the
Meu
throw.
Deus, que eu
Hitting him with the
fiz
smart
minha
stuff.
vida, velho.
This is
Era
the
ali
final
bonita.
round. Expect to see some fireworks. Oh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Blocks the overhead. Grabs and throw, connects with the throw. That feeling out phase is over. Time to get down. Springs forward with the drive rush. Both sides get a good decision with that throw. Player 1 forward rush.
Não saiu
Life
por quê?
burns down. Turning it right up with the super. Looking to remove him from the fences with the period end. What's next? Player 1 is spinning mixture tells you you're not cleared for landing. All the throw connects. Player 1 drops that off. There's the burnout. It is over. Player 2 comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all. Whirlwind stuff adds a bit of OD spice there. Jump. Fires off a whirlwind. Player 2 chases them down. All right. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. Knockdown. Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Goes for the fireball. All right, what's coming up next? This is a huge chance to make a kill. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some, adds a little super juice into this combo for more damage. Player 1 creates a good cork drive rush to keep it going. Player 2 is put in there. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Goes to the overdrive. Throws them to negate the block. Drive rush. Gets in their face. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on, so they break forward to pressure the opponent. Big counter. Fires up. Burnout activates. Both fighters planning something? Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Goes for the mistake. The super doesn't hit. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the cork. Sneaks in the throw. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Holds out with the block. Can't tech the throw. Checks with the projectile. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? No go for the throw. All right. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. The impact gets blocked. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Will they incorporate that full drive gauge they have into their game plan? Both fighters are looking for a way to fill up their super art gauge. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Throws them to negate the block. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Definitely answers the air attack. Fires off a whirlwind. Denies the jump in. Knockdown and player 2 can't. Burnout activates. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Lots of distance here as both fighters look for an opening. Both players, they were not clear for takeoff.
Não, eu tô pulando. Ah, mano, tem
with
uma
the
parada
first
de
strike,
passar
but
mais.
they can't get complacent.
De besta também.
Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. From up above. Still very early in the round. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Going in. The throw is teched. Player 2 burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Both of our combatants are cooking up something. Activates the star to get some help on the field. Turning up the heat here with a level 2 super. Fires off a whirlwind. Gotta be careful. Blade kick. Player 1, the throw connects. What's next? Player 1 is barely hanging in there, but wall splat into the guard frame. Catches on the cage right there. This is the move that every Akuma player
Vai
wants
matar,
to
hein?
hit. I know you were hoping for this, Daniel. The fully revealed John Goku Satsu. Player drive rush. Reads the jump. What a finish. Player 1 made all the right moves, and this experience stronger. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that rundown. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Shoots off a fireball up close. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. What are they thinking here? The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Blocks the jump in. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Knockdown. Sees the overhead coming and blocks it. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Taking stock. Will this super art connect? Perfect time to spend the meter. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Lays down a whirlwind. KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 2 did a great job of maintaining their drive gauge during that last round. It's going to be even more important in this next round to keep that up to help strengthen their ground game. Big throws. Both springs forward with the drive rush. Player 2 is working with a better gauge. What can they do? Burnout activates. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Jumps up. Smart play with the throw. Lays down a whirlwind. Picks up the counter. This is going to be huge. Going in. Player 2 needs to use and whip. They're wide open.
Aí eu vacilei.
That final push
Tinha que ter sido na hora lá do tornado.
You gotta
Tem como ele se reage.
Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Throws a fireball. Barely blocks the jumping. Both fighters look to set things up as they continue to jostle for position. Player 2 can't. Oh, putting the cherry on top. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scale. This is a bad situation to be in. All the throw connects. What now? Player 1 needs to take advantage of wall flat into the guard frame. Super Art to show up what a PhD and fighters can do for you. Get him a performance buttons with a period hit. Amazing. This unleashes some big damage. Baits out the low kick. Noticeable crowns him from above. Player 1 throws. Ugh, take a seat. They gotta dig down deep here.
Ô, louco, mano. Caralho, pegou o dive. Ah, por que o meu dive não cobre o shore? Não dá 3. Caralho.
Blocks the low kick. So solid with a mixer anti-air. Fires off a whirlwind. Picks the drive reversal. Shoots off a fireball up close. Sticks the jump in. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. No good up high. All right, what's coming up next? At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Taking stock.
Nossa, isso pegou no ar.
Sticks the combo. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few experiencing burnout. Player 1 in trouble, okay?
Oxi. Boa
Player
round.
1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Checking their reactions with a fireball? Fireball from very long range. What's next for you? Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Jumps in. They were right to be on guard there. Gets the combo. Untouchable, impetuous, impregnable, and perfect.